Hey, it's Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is February 15th, 2025. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Actually, let's get into the charts. So SPY. So let us look at what happened this week. So we started to get this breakout from this cup and handle like pattern on the SPY, and that is obviously a bullish, event, right? We had not cleared. We do have all-time closing highs. That's always going to be a positive, and so I am very optimistic that this will hold. There are a few things that have me a little bit worried. One is, the little sell-off on Friday. Basically, we were break even. Okay, I could deal with that. The other thing is some of the distribution and again, lack of volume on the breakout, really either day. It was kind of lower volume days. Again, not a deal breaker because we are really just trading price, but there are some questions in here. Again, I am getting more and more bullish as this moves higher 100%. Just there are some issues, I think, on the chart itself. On the week, it was a good week. Overall, up 1.5% on the week, 1.48. So that looks really nice, right? And we are, again, all-time weekly closing highs. That looks great. Looking at the RSP, you see that was only a 0.48 on the week. So a much less week. You can see that it's been going sideways and right above all of its moving averages. It is above them. So again, that's the positive, but it just hasn't gone anywhere since really in a month, almost a month, 3 weeks. Um, just really just sideways movement, and you can see that in the moving averages, right? So that's RSP equal weighted. Not really confirming what the SPY is showing, which what tells us what? Tells us that this is really a cap weight driven move. Now we should see the same thing in the Qs, but let's see if we do. Looking at the Qs, again, there's your breakout of this trend line right there. Very nice move higher, right to the potential, all-time high. So we closed right there for the week. Again, the volume wasn't quite there on Friday, but Thursday was good, right? Thursday was relatively good. Again, there is some distribution that I think that's showing up on the tape. That in and of itself is not reason to be negative of the market, but it is so a little bit of caution in there. Um, let's look at the week. I'm sorry, weekly. We had a nice big, I mean, that's a nice candle, 2.9%. Again, lower volume week. That is something to consider, but it was a nice breakout, all-time closing highs. That's bullish for sure. Again, 2.9%. And let's look at the equal weight. They're 2.13. So they definitely participated, and they also broke out to all-time high. So we did get the confirmation on the equal weighted Qs, which is nice to see. And when we look at this, yeah, there's your little breakout. And these are the volume on the equal weights are not nearly the same, but you see it's it was fine. And again, there's your breakout above all the moving averages. So it looks good, right? So far everything looks good. Midcaps. Midcaps were down on Friday, and they are below the 50-day with a declining 50-day. We'll see if what we get Monday. This has been a trend if in a lot of ways of 3 or 4 days up and then a big drop, right? Boom, boom, boom. And it's got the lower highs and the lower lows going on the mid caps. Again, not what you really want to see. It was actually down the mid caps, 0.19 on the week. It came off the bottom, wasn't as bad, but still down on the week. And small caps, they were even flat on the week. Wow, look at that. And they are below the 50-day as well. So you see on the mid caps and small caps, much different scenario, right? Not looking quite as good. All right. would like to see that really retake the VWAP from the 11.6, which is the election. That still remains a significant VWAP, I think. Um, yeah, so 229-ish or so. All right, so if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and follow me on X at Alphacharts365. Um, I post things all the time on there, almost always market related or market adjacent. I also have a membership, and what do you get for that membership? You get an in-depth market video, you get focus list videos, you get midweek videos, two of them, midweek market notes, Sunday market note as well, annotated chart setups, daily market scans, subscriber posts, and live streams. Like today, we're doing our monthly live stream. That'll happen at 10 o'clock this morning. Send the link out to all members across all platforms at 9 a.m. And so that's coming up. I don't tell you to buy or sell, but I do tell you where I would consider what I would do in certain situations. Again, that's just for me. Everyone trades their own account. If you think this can help you, it's only $10 a month and it's month to month. It is a great, great value. And oh, the pick of the week as well, which is a shorter term trading strategy. I give just so much to my members. If you haven't done so, check it out. If you're only on a YouTube watcher, you'll click the join button there. It's the same price, and YouTube members get exactly the same video content as X members. So again, if you're not on X, I get it, but you click join right there, and this is for our YouTube only members. Okay, so really consider giving us a join because I think the value is going to be far away the small $10 a month. Listen, you can't even go to Chipotle for $10 a meal, let alone $10 a month, 33 cents a day. That's a fantastic deal. All right, let's keep going. XLF. So financials. They did not close at all-time highs, but again, right near that all-time high. Financials have been leading, and they were basically even on the week, but consolidating right near these highs. So, and there's a few names in there that one of them I shared with subscribers that looks like a absolute phenomenal, phenomenal base. SMH. On the weekly, it was up 3% on the week, which is really nice. Pretty much what the Qs were up, almost, maybe a little bit better. But you can see that they've gone literally nowhere in a very long time, right? Very, very long time. And when this, they're lulling us to sleep, I think, in a lot of ways. And you could just really see it the way the 50 and the 200-day are just so close, right? You don't see that very, very often for this period of time. Price is above all these moving averages now. So that is, again, optimistic that things are going to continue to move higher. This one is very well traded, and you can see. I just want to make the volume. Again, the volume on these breakouts have not been robust, but it's just the start of a move, and sometimes that happens. So I'm not going to put too much weight into this. Again, above the 50-day, we'll call it 248, 249. I think things are good. If this falls back below the 50-day again, I think that there's a lot more issues, especially if it gets below the 200-day. Again, the 50 and 200-day now are only 1.1% or so distance from each other. And that's, again, a 1 day's price movement can easily transverse both of those. So, you know, it's a it's really a go nowhere type of SMH, right? Again, the direction of the break, and it hasn't broken yet, in my opinion, because we see it's chopped like crazy for a long time. Um, the direction of the break, it will be very, very significant. Now, by the way, oh yeah, XSD on the week was up 0.72, so much less than SMH. Again, shows you the equal weight's not quite as strong, and this was a cap weighted, kind of move rally. They were below the 200-day, back above it, below the declining 50 at this point. Again, a lot of indecision in this chart, right? Much more bullish as it was coming up to the top of this range, but as it really, you know, went down, it's a lot less bullish, right? A lot less bullish. And so a lot of questions in semiconductor land. Transports, significant higher low, and again, cap weighted, really moved higher. Even though we still have a declining 50, prices above it. That's a good thing, I think. And again, I could just move this line here because I think right now these two lines touching each other makes sense. We'll see if it has a third touch or not. On the week, it was a good week for transports, up 2%, and equal weighted were only up 0.35. Again, going how the cap weighted is driving the market right now versus the equal weighted. Still below a declining 50-day, but getting closer to it, right? So we'll see if this 85, 86 area, 85, 75, 86 area holds as support on the equal weighted transports. Again, transports are really, really important. And so we want to see these really start to overtake these moving averages. Housing. So this is a big, big issue right here. We don't know if this is going to confirm as a Head and Shoulders top or not, right? Right now, it has not confirmed. If this does, I think there's a domino effect across the entire economy. And in that respect, also, the stock market will then react to that very significantly. Uh, there's a flat 200-day, and price is now starting to live below it. The 50-day is obviously declining pretty quickly, and we thought that we'd get a bounce here. And the magnitude of this bounce, which has been kind of short-lived at this point, um, we'll see if it can go, retake that 50 or not, and that'd be bullish. But in the end, it looks like it's making the right side of this base. Maybe a couple more months in this, right? Doesn't mean it's going to break on Monday. But if this kind of gets a little symmetrical here, and we get another, kind of rally up and then come back down, and maybe in a little couple, like I said, a couple months, and then we break, that would be again, a very significant situation. You don't want to see housing break like this. That's a major top in the making, potentially. Potentially. XHB looks exactly the same. You can see the Head and Shoulders right there. Again, it has not broken yet, but if housing breaks, if these housing charts break, I think it breaks the market. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, but that's my opinion. I think they're that important, right? I think SMH breaks if housing breaks because semiconductors go into all that, including AI and all that kind of stuff. I think the spend goes down. I think transports will end up breaking. Again, housing can cause that domino effect, right? So, and let's look at the Mag 7 held right where it had to. On the week, it was a good week for them, up 2.24, basically in line with the market. Right at the 50-day, which is, I guess, a good thing. Again, we have higher lows, but some horizontal area of support that's holding so far. So again, the direction of this break, which has not happened yet, I think will be very, very significant. Expectation is prior trend is higher, so this should move higher. All right, so that was my market overview and the key sectors. In the end, we can be, optimistically bullish, until things actually start to happen. We went over some scenarios of what can break the market, but again, those are what we're looking for to derail the market. What we have is a market that's moving higher, so we want to have progressive exposure as we move higher. And if this comes back in, let's say this, ugly Friday close, which I think it was a pretty ugly Friday close, comes back in significantly, right? And starts to break down, then we get out of our exposure, right? But for now, I think we have to be looking for things to buy in general and go from there. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't done so, check me out on X at Alphacharts365. Click that subscribe button as well as on YouTube. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.